Hey everyone, this is Split King Gamer. It's been a really long while since I've done one of these reviews. Sorry for the delays. I had to do a lot of school stuff, but I got my college application in, so that's good. And I'm also trying to watch Zatch Bell, but on my own time, because like if you follow my Instagram, you know that last year I posted a video of the Transformers Unicron trilogy, which I think people really need to watch more. It is terribly flawed, but I still enjoy it because I remember watching it all the way through elementary school, and I have no regrets with that. But that's not what you're here for. What you're here for is, finally, I get to talk about Rainbow Falls. And before we begin, if you're the voice of reason or any of his subscribers, stop watching this video and leave right now. But before you leave, I just wanted to point out that I understand that this episode is terribly flawed, and I understand that there are some things that do make me angry. But I'm going to be focusing more on the positive aspects of the episode, more like the stuff that people are overlooking. You see, the reason why I do these reviews and the beauty of what I do them is that I don't have to kiss up to anyone's ass. So you may be thinking that I'm defending a terrible, terrible episode in your twisted point of view. That couldn't be further from the truth. Well, it kind of is, but you get my point. So, look. If you think that I'm really stupid of liking an episode like this, then there clearly is something wrong with you. So again, if you're the voice of reason or any of its followers, go! Get out of here! Go read or watch a dishonest review that gives this episode like a 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 5 or whatever. The rest of you stay here. Is he gone? Good. Let's finally begin. So this episode takes place in Ponyville, where Rainbow Dash has command Fluttershy and both Bicep to get ready for the event.
I like your attitude, both Bicep, but it's gonna take more than muscles and yes to get us to the Equestria Games.
Well, that's what he's been known for so far, so who am I to judge? So apparently Rainbow Dash is picking Fluttershy and both Biceps out of all the Pegasus and Equestria to compete in the Equestria Games. You know, that thing was mentioned like 5 episodes ago, but then again, it's been like what is it, like 5 months since I reviewed an episode, so I guess maybe this is a refresher.
These are the aerial relays, and it's up to the 3 of us to make sure that we qualify at the tryout. And do I need to remind you how much Ponyville wants to qualify and make it to the game?
Am I sensing some character development / foreshadowing?
I remember. I really, really, really want to qualify for you and Ponyville.
And of course everyone else on the team does, and Pinky is a good cheerleader.
I mean, great cheer. Just make sure you have one ready for when we qualify for the aerial relay.
Okay. Is there going to be like an after party where she can use the party can to celebrate their qualification?
And after that, for when we win gold medals at the Equestria Games!
Ah, Michael Dobson, why is it that you still manage to please me even after you retired your role from Starscream?
Not so fast. If you're
and Applejack also comes in with
some of my apple brown berries in you.
So basically they're apple brownies. What's that even supposed to taste like?
They're perfect.
But then again, I'm sure they're... I'm not really sure. I was going to say they're like unhealthy because of the brownie portion, but I guess because of like the apples, it like kind of balances it out. Who knows?
Alright, team. Show me what you got. Put some bend into those knees. Flap those wings. And I want to see all 4 hooves off the ground in the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Alright, this is where we get to one of the many, many problems that many reviewers have complained about since the episode began. First is Bulk Bicep having struggled with flying, even though he had no problem flying in Hurricane Fluttershy and Wonderbolt's Academy. Yes, I can understand and that kind of deal, but how do I put this? Okay, yes, that is one of the many problems that people address, and I can see what, but it doesn't really bother me all that much. It's like, okay, just because there's continuity issues in this episode, that doesn't mean it bothers me too much. Okay, like, besides, I'm sure all the events happen in chronological order, so I'm sure that it's been a while since both Biceps was in the Wonderbolts Academy and did the tornado thing from Cloudsdale. That was probably a long time ago, so I'm sure this is just a way for both Biceps to try to get back into the motion. See, look at that. I came with a legit reason, and I didn't bitch and complain about the continuity. And for those of you who are still going to bother about it, calm the fuck down. So then after the intro, we get one of the many things that I will agree about this episode. The whole concept of saying about, like, how Pegasi can only compete in one event. Okay, yes, this is one of the many issues I will agree with. Given how I did spring track my freshman and junior year, and how last year I did both the 200 and the 100, well, to be fair, I only stuck with the 100 because the 200 almost killed me that one Saturday. But look, the point is having only one event is not, okay, you can compete in other events. It's just optional if you just do one or two events. So, yeah, if there's one thing that many people have said that I will agree is the fact that you can, no matter what sport you're taking in, whether it's from swimming or running, you can take in multiple events and not just one.
Sorry we couldn't fly with you on the aerial relay, but the air sprinters needed us too.
Too bad we can only compete in one event.
Again, that doesn't happen in real life. Again, doing one event is optional.
But rules are rules.
Good luck! It was nice of you to be part of the team that doesn't have, the strongest flyers.
Or the fastest, but...
Nothing nice about it. I know that I can...
So they head to the place known as Rainbow Falls, and like many people have said, Rainbow Falls is gorgeous. It is literally a sight to behold. If this place was real, it would be the rainbow version of Niagara Falls. Actually, now that I think about it, it could be relatively the same. Who am I kidding? So yeah, so the town is bustling, and Rainbow Dash tries to get their team in line. But at the same time, the Wonderbolts are also competing as well as preparation for Cloudsdale. And as you may have wondered, yes, there are recycling music from... Okay, I know I'm going to be coming back to the topic, but honestly, I did record a video of how I ripped apart the Voice of Reason's review of this episode, and this is one of my arguments to all the complaints of that episode. And dude, why has he done a follow-up review by that, by the way? But let's go over what he pointed out. The fact that they recycled music from Wonderbolts Academy. Okay, what? I don't understand if that's even a complaint at all. Okay, I'm saying this because recycled music is used in all shows. Especially in anime, they recycle music all the time. So why is that an issue? I can think of plenty of shows and plenty of animes that recycle music all the time. So why is it such a big deal here? Who knows? Let's just get through this before I go into a rant. So of course the Ponyville team comes together. Yeah, and like I said before, the Wonderbolts are represented for Cloudsdale, and well, and we're going to get to that topic soon.
The Wonderbolts know a winner when they see one. And we'll be winners just as soon as we practice. Right, Dee? Right.
Yeah!
Okay, and now, I know we just got into like a few minutes of this episode, but this is another thing that many people brought up, the flanderization of the characters. So yeah, many people complain that Rarity, Pinkie Pie, and Applejack were flanderized beyond belief. And I have to argue in that saying, why does that matter? You wanna know why? Because they're just trying to support their team. Again, calm the fuck down.
And, I'm with her. Hey! Give us some cloud! Give us some down! And what do you get? Cloud down!
And jokes of how the Cloudsdale team is superior to... So they try to practice, and it doesn't really do so well.
Got the idea from them, but... Look, Sam, take up! It looks like they got better aim. Okay, the passing of the baton needs to be seamless.
Shouldn't it be like the passing of the horseshoe? And this is another thing that people constantly complain about.
Don't let go of it. Are you ready?
It's like the relay races.
Are you ready? I mean, I don't want to take it if you're not super sure.
Ready!
Ponyville can do so much better. I'll be back with a freshly painted one in no time. We were using that! And it's not like any pony else has color-coordinated horseshoes or anything.
Okay, this is time. Again, I know I keep going deeper and deeper to the same topic, but I'm going to be honest with you. The review that the Voice of Reason did was fucking horseshit, and this review is not only going to be me explaining why I think this is not only not the worst episode of Season 4, but why I think it's a legit good episode. It's the fact that the Voice of Reason's complaints were just... They didn't add up. He kept constantly saying that the jokes were forced and contrived. Dude, I know it's your opinion, but go into detail. What is it about the jokes that are forced and contrived? And about the jokes in this episode, for people who keep ripping them apart, lighten up. See, it doesn't matter if it's...
I guess some ponies do. Some ponies do what?
Alright, so basically what I skipped over is that during practice, Soren accidentally injures his wing thing, and Rainbow Dash manages to save him. And then this is where we get to yet another problem that many people have complained about, and yes, I will agree, it wasn't a smart choice on the writer's part.
Oh, Rainbow Dash, I'm just so proud of you. You scooped Soren out of the sky and brought him down to the ground, and now he's okay. At least, I hope he's okay. Are you okay?
My wing hurts. But I'm sure it'll be okay by the competition.
Then again, you were Carlos in Transformers Armada and Ironhide in Transformers Energon, so I have my hopes up. Well, then again, you're also the guy who keeps getting kicked by Kicker every now and again. And now we get to the part where many people complain about.
Here's the Rainbow Dash!
Rainbow Dash actually starts with an R.
Never mind!
See, if you just turn your brain off and just listen to the dialogue, it's actually pretty funny if you're not taking it seriously all the damn time.
Tough break to lose a teammate right before the tryout.
And then...
You know, you grew up in Cloudsdale, so that means you could fly with us.
Alright, now let's get into the issue that many people have addressed, and yes, I will agree, it wasn't a smart choice on the writer's part, villainizing the Wonderbolts. Okay, now, to this episode's credit, I think it would be okay to villainize Fleetfoot, because, really think about it, Fleetfoot never actually had a feasible vocal role. She was only mentioned in Sweet and Elite, but she didn't get a single line of dialogue. So I think maybe villainizing Fleetfoot would have been a good idea. But villainizing Spitfire wasn't okay. That I will admit. Okay, it would have been okay to just villainize Fleetfoot, but it wasn't okay to villainize Spitfire, considering in her behavior and of course her morals in Best Night Ever and of course Wonderbolts Academy.
Why? We mean practice. You could practice with us until Soren's better. What do you say?
Of course, Rainbow Dash says yes to this deal, and of course she has to go constant back and forth to flying with both Ponyville and
Wise decision,
and Cloudsdale. And we can pretty much see where this goes. Basically, the montage of how each team does. Well, without too much hassle for Cloudsdale, but it ends up becoming difficulties for Ponyville.
Come on, Pulse Bicep! You can do it! the horseshoe if you want me to.
You see, how is that not funny? And then again, we get the tryouts, and of course, everyone gets their own uniforms. And speaking of the uniforms, that is one of the only things that I will say about this episode in terms of the joke. Rarity's uniform. Okay, now, a lot of the jokes I can just pass by in a snap, but I will admit, the Rarity uniforms jokes are, yeah, they're really bad. I mean, just looking at them alone, I know, like I said before, she's trying to be supportive of all, but you know how good at design she is. I think if she was doing this for a challenge on Project Runway, the judges would rip her apart. Right. This is not Tinker Bell, this is Tinker Hell. And now we get to the conflict for Rainbow Dash, and Twilight is the only one who knows this. Another thing I need to bring issue about is people saying that she was out of character. But honestly, I think she was in the right to call out Rainbow Dash. Because she's now an alicorn. She is a princess, though not really decided at this time. But as a princess, she needs to watch over her friends who've been her since day one, and trying to prevent her from going back to her old ways.
You know? Is anybody else?
And the thing is, Rainbow Dash knows what she's doing is wrong, but it's difficult for her.
Still gonna qualify. I can play fast enough to make up the distance. It just seems like one of the teams you're practicing with needs a little more help than the other one. But it's so much more fun working out with the winners than, the non-winners.
Or, in just judgmental term, the losers.
Besides, Ponyville will still qualify. Rainbow Dash, you got a minute? Sure. You could really be an asset to our team, so we want you to join the Cloudsdale team. Permanently.
Okay, now, like I said before, see, this would have been a great opportunity for Fleetfoot to learn some development after this episode. Like I said before, she never got an official speaking role until this episode. Okay, I think maybe this episode would have worked a little better that many people don't bring up, is that maybe Fleetfoot is a little cocky and overconfident and is pressuring Spitfire to do all of this for her, and Spitfire is not really taking much command, but really is going along with it and just letting Fleetfoot walk all over her. If people are going to complain about villainizing the Wonderbolts, notice that point.
Even with you on their team, their chances of qualifying for the games are pretty good. So, what's it gonna be?
See, and Rainbow Dash knows what she's doing is wrong and is making a tough choice.
If you apply for Cloudsdale, Pinkie Pie won't have any pony to cheer for. Rarity's uniforms will never be seen.
Yeah, they can't be seen because they're horrendous, and honestly, she'll probably be following the Swapnail path.
And Applejack will have slaved over those apple brown Betties for nothing.
Or she could have just made something more healthy. That could have worked too.
But I really want to play with the best team.
See?
What would you do? I think this is a decision you have to make on your own. The race is tomorrow, so you better make it soon.
See? Okay, what part of this do you not understand? Twilight and Rainbow are in conflict with each other. Rainbow Dash knows that she can't resist and can't help herself. Why is that so difficult to understand? Jesus Christ. So, the next day, she's faked by suffering an injury, and they manage to get a replacement the next day, which is the Derpy Hoops cameo, or we find out later has been named Muffins. I have no idea why they did this, but whatever.
And how is our patient?
Okay, so now we get to the
You can have ours, because we know how much a gold medal means to you. Thanks.
See?
I think Rainbow Dash might need to rest some more.
Don't forget your Betty!
Okay, yeah. Okay, aside from the Twilight not being wrong moment, honestly, that is the only time where I felt like Twilight did a bit of a jerk move there.
You know, choosing not to choose isn't really a decision.
You sure have nice friends. No pony's been by to visit me.
So yeah, so then we find out that Soren is still in the hospital, and then Rainbow Dash comes to a realization.
What do you mean, wants you back? Spitfire and Fleetfoot told me that you were still too injured to fly.
And they told me that they were worried I wouldn't be 100% by the tryouts, so they were going with some pony else.
That some pony else was me. Until I got hurt, that is.
So, I guess we're all out of luck. Cloudsdale won't qualify without 3 flyers, and Ponyville won't qualify without you. Too bad.
And then this is where we get to the revelation scene, which happened 2 episodes ago, and then it's basically the whole thing with the flag and the rainbow thing. And now we get to the moral of this episode, which, again, people bitch and complain about, especially the voice of reason. Okay? And if you don't know why I'm doing this episode in the first place, or what kind of review this is going to be, go to hell! I don't have time to deal with you right now. All you need to know is that the previous reviewer who reviewed this episode did a poor job of reviewing the episode on why it sucked, and is pretty much using it as an anger management, using an anger trigger punching bag. And I'm going to review this episode to explain why that shouldn't be the case and why I think it's a legit good episode. Get it? Got it? Good.
Rainbow Dash's replacement.
So then Rainbow Dash returns all healthy and finally confronts Spitfire and Fleetfoot.
Does this mean you're feeling better? I feel great because I was never hurt in the first place. I faked my injury so that I wouldn't have to choose between flying from Ponyville or Cloudsdale. I wanted to fly with you both, and the decision was too hard.
Oh, Rainbow Dash, you don't have to choose us. I know you love to win, and you should go with the team that surely will.
Okay, now this is the thing where I have to talk about the moral, but I'm talking about in a positive way because it's something I can relate to. A lot of times when I'm in gym class, I really want to try to play with a lot of the popular teams to get to know them better, but at the same time, it's also really tough for me to choose to play with my best friends who really do care about me. So this is a moral I can really relate to. It's not a Character 180 moral, and it's not stupid that anyone that would stand, or whatever the hell people say is wrong with it. I think this is a legit good moral that I can personally relate to. And again, if anyone has a problem with it, go to hell!
Should have been loyalty. Good choice. Always stick with the winners. Ponyville. Because it's not just where I live, but it's where my friends are. The ponies who really care about me. Whether I can help them win a race or not. Are you sure that's the right decision? You lied to me about Soren's wing just so you could get a better flyer. You may be a winning team, but you're still not the kind of team I want to be a part of. Rainbow Dash, you are something. Saw it at the Academy, sing it again here. We could learn a lot from a competitor like you.
See, and this is where I honestly think where Fleetfoot would still... This is what I was talking about earlier about making this part are better. How about instead of Spitfire saying that, how about it's Fleetfoot who says all that, and then when Rainbow Dash stands up for them, Spitfire finally stands up and says what she says, and then finally tells Fleetfoot, you're the one who was egging me on the entire time. You were the wrong who... Act like a better teammate, or just leave. I think that is what many people would probably would have wanted.
Think we already have.
And long story short, just to make your lives easier, both Ponyville and Cloudsdale qualify to the Equestria Games. And Spitfire gives Rainbow Dash the badge that they episode.
Between winning and being loyal to my friends, I'm always gonna choose my friends. 'Cause as much as I love winning, I love them way more.
Again, this is something I can really relate to, given how I'm pretty much in a family that is extremely competitive, and sometimes that competitive nature can get really full force when I'm in the gym class. I feel like if I'm on a team with my best friends, I feel like that just being with them is much better than winning, if I can get them to calm down my anger. And then, of course, we got the Rainbow. And at long last, we finally got through with it. And thus, that was Rainbow Falls. And for the millionth time, it's a good episode.
What? You can't be serious!
I had a feeling that would be the case. Okay, look, for starters, yes, I will agree, villainizing the Wonderbolts wasn't the greatest move ever made. Yes, I'm well aware that both Biceps not being able to fly as well as in previous episodes wasn't good. Yes, I'm well aware that the competing in one event thing is stupid, but does it matter? Honestly, does it really legitimately matter in the long run? Like I said, I don't think this is a good episode. Why? Because I think there was plenty of moments in the episode that made me crack a smile and made me happy to watch. The moral is something I can relate to. I'm watching the characters go through this conflict. It's pretty much me going through my personal experiences going through gym class. And honestly, I'm really sick and tired of people saying that Rainbow Falls is the worst episode of Season 4, let alone the entire series, when clearly there are episodes that are far worse. That and the fact that a lot of the complaints of this episode are either stupid or completely made no sense. And honestly, it's not justified. None of it is really justified. Okay, look, to the voice of reason. If you don't like Rainbow Falls, that's fine. If you think it's the worst episode, that's fine. But if you're going to use it as a punching bag, you better start coming up with legit complaints and explain why it's so bad for the reputation it gets. So, if I had to give it a final rating, I would give it a B+. It's a good episode, and it doesn't deserve all the hate that it constantly gets in the Brony analyst community, and I'm quite honestly fed up with it. Okay? And voice of reason, if you still can't get that through your thick skulls, you clearly don't listen to what anyone else says, and the only opinion matters is yours. Sorry, I just had to get that out there. So like I said before, Rainbow Falls gets a B+, and I honestly think it deserves better than this. I'm Flip10 Gamer, and I'll see you guys. And what do you have to say to that, voice of reason?
Forced! The plot was forced, the character development was forced, the moral was forced. Almost everything in this episode made me either cringe or maybe...
What? Sorry, I can't hear you. I'll see you guys next time on Rainbow Falls.